Right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to exciting episode of another NTA presents a great panel discussion. I have with me the lovely panelists here, and today's topic is implementing experiential learning and some strategies and best practices that our educators, our lovely educators, undertake. And first up, I have Sandeepa Sood, ma'am. She is from, ma'am. Would you please introduce yourself?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Sandeepa Sood, Principal Saffron Public School, Fagwara. So I'm here in the field of education for the past 35 years. So today I'm here just to be the part of this panel discussion.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Then I have is Dr. Shilpa Jejukar, and ma'am has 25 years of experience. Ma'am, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Shilpa Jesulkar. Good evening, everyone. And yes, I'm also into this field, academics and administration from over 25 years. And right now, I'm representing a school called Billabongha International School, which is in Mumbai. I'm the general manager, academics and admissions here, and as well as principal for another new school, which is coming up called Goenka Global School.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have two other guests who are supposed to join us. Amit sir is already here, but I guess there is some error on his video. So Amit sir, he's a trustee of CMS English School and he hails from Mumbai, as well as we are waiting on for Satyanarayan Sharma sir, who's the principal of Pragya Public HSS Machalpur District, Rajgarh, Madhya Pradesh. All right. So, ma'am, as you know that we the topic and all our lovely educators who are watching us on YouTube, they are eagerly waiting for us to begin the webinar. So, without much further ado, we'll begin with the webinar. So, ma'am, first and foremost, what is experiential learning, and why is it important for students? I'll go with Sandeepa ma'am first, and then Shilpa ma'am, I'll come to you.
Yeah, good evening. If you talk about experiencing learning means a child who practices the things on his or on own. Means something taught in the classrooms directly to the children, and the children they learn it, and they keep on drilling, learning, and just be keep on testing. Experiencing learning means the child experiences something from his own or own. Like basically in our school, basically we have certain kind of some classrooms where we just give this kind of a learning experience to the children. Let's talk about the children of class first or class second or class KG. We take the child to the play fields, we take the child to a barber shop, we take the child to hospital. Like normally they see the hospital, how it looks, how many people. We go to the hospital, we get ourselves treated, we definitely take them, and they really go and meet the doctor, the nurses, they see how this system works. When the child learns, he sees the things, and definitely it really stays in his or her mind. If we talk about children, if classes 5th and 6th and 8th, we do have certain special curriculum for this experiential learning. In classes, the timetable is planned accordingly. We do have certain preposition of the timetable, allocation of the timetable, academics, as well as children going out seeing the world with their own eyes. If we talk about the nature tours, we take them to the play fields, the sand pits. We take the children to the McD's. We see how these burger chains work. So this is the totally, you can say I'm talking about the junior slab from classes 3 up to classes 6, 7, and 8. This is this way we work. And the misconception about knowledge is also the education sometimes it becomes boring. Classroom study becomes boring. We change the, you can say, the placement of the tables. We change the structure of the classrooms. We give them a different kind of a, you can say, we make the class as a playpen, right? We bring so many teddies and the dolls in the classroom, and the children they love to play. They feel like, oh, they are sitting on the floor and enjoying all this thing. So this is totally, you can say, it is just breaking the monotony of the classrooms. The experiential learning comes forward.
Right. Shilpa ma'am, can you give some examples of your current classrooms, how we can implement in experiential learning in classrooms, basically? Yes. So now, since we are all talking about NEP, the new Education Policy 2020, if you see it very minutely,
Everywhere you will find this word very common in experiential learning, everywhere. So the main intention behind when changing the entire education scenario, or there's a paradigm shift into our entire education scenario, is all because of this particular word. Now, what do you mean by experiential? Were we not getting experiences before? Like we also studied through schools, we were not getting experiences before. No, it's not like that. We been studied through a traditional teaching methodology where teachers use a lot of chalk and talk methodology. But still, we used to get experiences because we were from joint families. We had grandparents at home. They used to discuss with us. They used to show us things. We were also, we were free birds. Like, we used to play in the gardens and playgrounds. Right now, the scenario has completely changed. We need to pull children out of the class to go and play in the playground, go to the garden. So this is all, there's a huge shift into the entire children's psychology also. So just to bring them out, we need to have adopt experiential methodology everywhere. Now, for example, if I'm teaching my pre-primary kids about domestic animals, cow, buffalo, instead of showing them the images, why can't we take them to a gaushala? If I take them to a gaushala, they'll see the cows, buffaloes in front of their eyes. They get a chance to feed those, cows and buffaloes and the other cattle. They also come to know the little ones of these animals. They will feel them, there will be a bonding between these animals and the kids. Kids, they will learn, how to nurture them, how to be with nature, how to be very close with the nature. So that is what all other aspects also are learned by the children when we take them out of the class. And it's not necessary that every time you have to take them outside the class. It can happen within the class too. So there are a few methodologies we use to understand what is experiential learning, how we can help children to explore. Exploration is the key here. So if they explore, they will learn more. So that is the tagline. So everything is revolving under the world, against how we can take them and how we can give them more experiences. Maybe sitting in the class, moving here and there, everywhere.
Right. Amit sir, I think so. You have now connected to the audio because earlier your audio was missing, and I believe you're in a construction zone. Amit sir, so you're on mute. So you're on mute. I guess there's some audio issue. All right, no problem, everyone. To those who are watching us on YouTube, again, Madhu ma'am, then Maitri ma'am, then Tara ma'am, Kamlesh sir, Vijay Gupta sir, sorry, yeah. And I remember Tapti ma'am, how are you? And Ankit sir, Urvashi ma'am, warm welcome to all of you on YouTube as well. All right, moving forward, one more thing which I would love to know from Sandeepa ma'am is, ma'am, how do you think, we talk about technology and we talk about, what do you call that, experiential learning, right? And then we talk about NEP 2020. How we can infuse all the three together and, arrive at a practical solution. And how do we have to train our teachers? What can we do to train our teachers for that solution? Sandeepa ma'am.
Yes, if we talk about, you can say, seeing the NEP guidelines, seeing the basic structure of our schools, bringing the technology all together. Because you see, the COVID time has taught all the schools, maybe worldwide, how to use the best way to use the technology in the classrooms. Right? Teachers are totally trained to adopt the technology, and the children in these days they are very much into technology. So these technological classrooms, like where the children can sit at home and learn what they really want to. Even in our school, we are having the dance classes, the music classes, even the seminars we are conducting on the Zoom meetings or maybe the team or other ways to connect with the children. But if we talk about NEP is also telling certain guidelines, well, they're more talking about the experiential learning, they're more talking about the practical things. So the brainstorming is one of the interactive teaching methods which demand performance in group discussions. Like we can make the children more connected with the group discussion where the children can come with this process. The students will be able to develop creative thoughts, ideas, and they can sit together, they can make certain guidelines how we can just make the teaching more effective. Active learning methods like student to engage in their learning by thinking, by discussing, by investing and creating more, you can say, classroom orientation ideas. So the NEP is very stronger. Like if you talk about earlier, when we having this continuous comprehensive evaluation, the CC is also the part of the classrooms once upon a time. But NEP is somehow having certain set out certain guidelines from CC, and now they are just coming with better ideology. They're giving the free hand. If we talk about the child, very good in computers, maybe can't take pain. Maybe let's talk can't take physics along with, or the child of history can't take chemistry. But I think I've been to a school called Northlight. So I would like to quote a real life experience of that school. That school was teaching every child by giving some experiential inputs. Means the child of Singapore schools, they need to go to that school. They really need to check. The child learns hospitality over there. The child learns the motor mechanic course over there. So the NEP is somehow coming close to this thing, because you see in our houses, in our daily routine, we have electrician. The electrician come to my house. He doesn't have any verified diploma, right? So he has the basic knowledge, experiential learning, and coming to my house or wherever the electrician is going. So NEP is telling this कि basically in our school we can start somehow small diploma programs. In the evenings we can use the technology in the better way. The same can be combined, like the child or the society can all come together, where we can just engage the better teaching, the better learning, and we can just give the certification to every person. If you talk about overseas, I've been to so many universities, I've been to so many countries where I've seen the average person who is going in any core of, you can say, the work field, they have certified diplomas or they have certified training, which is not happening in our country. That's the main reason the child who is not been able to get good marks in plus one, plus two, even they don't have anything with them, they don't have any diploma or they don't have anything. So they just go and just see, they waste 2, 3 years of their life. So if the child is equipped with the proper technology, learning of the technology, or maybe learning something at the school level, they'll be offered with wide range of jobs in the coming time. If you talk about the child who was learned bakery, the child who's like an electrician or any motor mechanic, or let's talk about this computers or any other so many diplomas. So they'll be more, you can say, versatile. They'll be offered more of the jobs in the coming time. So our duty being educator is just to be with the NEP, just to be have a lot of interactive programs. We should try to learn from each other. Being at principals part, we should really not to be restrict ourselves. We should. This is the time to break the boundaries. Right. That we can be globally acknowledged, because you see, we are that country where we produced the good number of educators. The India is supposed to be an educator country, right? But if we talk about where we stand in PISA, you see, in PISA, China is ruling, right? If we talk about the country if we talk about country like UAE, right? So they were known for their, you can say, petrol. The country is known for the petrol, but right now the country is really investing a lot of their inputs in education, and I think they have scaled up. They have come from 56 number to number 19. So this is the time to introspect ourselves, to do all this, you can say, interactions and bringing those technology, NEP all together, where we can produce the best acknowledged global citizens.
Right. All right. Wonderful, ma'am. So what I'll quickly do is, Shilpa ma'am and Sandeepa ma'am, and to our lovely viewers on YouTube, I have a genie in my pocket, and I'll just show you that genie in terms of experiential learning. Just a sec. So this is for both of you. Plus, on YouTube it will have a slight delay of 10 seconds. So in terms of experiential learning, what we have been up to at NTAP. So this is a small promo for you both. Right. I hope everybody liked that. And to be very honest, I love the music, and I seriously feel the music is pretty great. I know it's a bit too much, but, but honestly, I this was a launch video which I wanted to show to everybody. Sandeepa ma'am and Shilpa ma'am, one by one, we designed this concept basically for introducing real life problems in case studies, and then involving certain ideas, and which enables deeper understanding of concepts, as well as enable critical and analytical thinking in schools. Now, Dr. Shilpa ma'am, how can experiential learning, or basically digital content, or whatever the case is, even field trips, can this be used to basically support diverse learners? Because we all are different. So one model fits all doesn't work, right?
Right.
So Shilpa ma'am, how can it help
Yeah.
individuals?
So, yes, very true because in a particular class, of 40, 45 students, we may not have similar kind of, learners or homogeneous learners. We'll have someone who can, learn through maybe dance, through music. Someone will learn very well if you tell them a story. So we need to have a mechanism or the lesson plan which caters to the needs of all these learners. So I particularly believe a lot into multiple intelligences theory by Howard Gardner,
Hmm.
wherein in the lesson plan there has to be the aspect of every nine multiple intelligences. So some activity for kinesthetic learners, some activities for learners who learn by doing. They do something and they learn. Sorry.
Ma'am, your video.
Oh yeah, yeah. My camera is okay. There's some problem with my camera, but
Okay.
yeah, Zoom is unable to detect. Fine. So the main aspect of this is every teacher should have each aspect. They should the lesson plan should cater to the needs of everyone. So how can this be done? So for example, if I'm planning an activity, so I have to also involve music element into it, some dance or movement element into it, and then
Hmm.
something which they can do with their own hands and then take a product with them. Maybe something which they can carry home. So if they carry something home, parents also understand that okay, today they learned this. So for example, if I'm teaching them seed germination, so I will also involve a song which talks about the journey of the seed. Then it also involves some activity, dances where children dance and then they show the movement of the seed and the seedling. Then they also germinate, but they also bring something from home, we plant the seeds into the cotton or maybe some soil, and then they see the plant, the seed growing from a seedling to a small plant or a herb. So this way they learn. Every learner is then involved in the process. So this is one of the type of experiential learning where every different type of learner is engaged. So this type of method is very, very important. And as rightly said by Sandeepa ma'am, this age now is the age of skills. So along with knowledge, it is very, very important to impart skills to them. And as you all know, India is far behind in skill development. We are just 2% of our population which is skilled in compared to other countries like China and Korea. China is almost 90% population is skilled. So we have to develop those skills into our children, and how can we develop those skills is only by doing, doing something with our hands. Indians are basically well known for skills because the skills of Meenakari, your Kawarli painting, all these skills were very unique to India, which right now are taken a backseat because we don't want our children to get skilled. We just want them to be knowledge oriented. So there are many skills which are they are becoming obsolete because there is no one who's going to carry forward those skills. For example, horseshoe. We need to fix the horses the shoe. There are very less people. I can count. We can count on the fingers. Only this many people are left who can mount that shoe to the horse. Whereas the cost is very high. They pay 20,000 per horse to just put the shoe on the horse. So this is an art. This is a skill. Just getting absolute now. No one wants to learn this skill. Carpentry is again getting absolute. No one wants to learn carpentry. But these are all basic things, where they can learn, they can earn also. So along with knowledge, we also have to develop their skills.
All right.
So that is very important. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Sandeepa, ma'am, very quickly, my last question to you because we're already at a half an hour mark. Ma'am, how can parents be involved with students or with their kids basically when it comes to experiential learning? Because they play a very major role. And how can they involve, and I'm not talking about teenagers because teenagers to theek hai, fir bhi ho jata hai. But if we want to instill in experiential learning, we have to begin from a very small age. So how can they involve their kids, small kids?
You see, parents part a very vital role in child's development. Normally, if you talk about we at schools, we do take the responsibility of you can say, the giving knowledge to the child, but parents are the equal partner. If you make the comparison of sometimes a parent to parent, we find a lot of difference. Right? Sometimes the parents comes to me like they're very knowledgeable. They really want to be the journey of the school. They want to be the part of the child's you can say journey. If we have to really educate the parents regarding this experience and learning, I think the parents should come forward. They should take the child with small you can say problems or the discussions. If the mother is cooking something in the class in the kitchen, she should take the child along with, and she should guide the child how the different kind of cuisines are there. So what kind of a different kind of a food the mother is cooking, because food is also is a cooking is also kind of a, taken to be as a science. But in these days children, because you see the child who comes to school, we really need to take the child, you have to eat nutritious food. If the child has to go to some university, maybe the child goes overseas, maybe just studying in our country, he should know the basic balanced diet, right? So this is the first thing which in my school I make sure the parents should take care of the nutritious diet of the child, right? If we talk about the father, who is already, you can say, the earner in the family, if the father is taking the child for cycling in the evening, the father should accompany. The father should take the child for evening walks where they both can walk together, talk together, and learn from each other, right? So this is the time where the parents has to build a trust, because in our society the stigma is like that. The parents, they really keep the child sometimes at a at arm distance, or sometimes they become more of a friend of a child. I believe the parent shouldn't be the friend of the child. Parents should help the child to find a better friend for the child, right? So this is something is really you can say going at the back end in our society. Like the parents should should get the child confidence. They can just take the child for financial issues, they can sit, especially when the child come in 9th, 10th, and plus 1, plus 2. They should take the child to the bank. They should tell the child how to book up the ticket, how to book up the like going you can say overseas jar, and they can have the child. You just do it. How to use the ATM, how to do the banking, how to take care of the financials. Maybe the child is carrying a piggy bank of maybe 10,000, 5,000. So they can tell the child how to invest it in a correct manner. So this is something which is very important.
मैम ये तो मैंने भी बहुत बार बोला है कि financial teaching, actually money management is very important from the very basic level.
Yes. Sometimes we take sometimes children overseas. Children go to a 5-star, 4-star hotel. They don't know how to do the operating, how to operate the systems in the hotel. So this is really basic. The child clears masters or maybe clears goes to the PhD program. So if they don't know how to deal with the day-to-day life problem, they won't be acknowledged as a global citizens. This is a very questioning. So this is our duty as a parents, as educators, to make the child very comfortable with the parents. Parents should give lot of home activities. They should share positive news, and they should communicate effectively better with the children. So the children should really trust the parent. My father or mother is there to guide me, to help me, and normally to give me the best of the places where I can go. Normally, if you see the parents that tell the child, okay, you are very obese. There's a lot of problems that we are facing in these children are overweight. They really tell them, okay, you start eating less. Is the solution? No. The child should eat whatever his body asks. So the solution is arranging a proper trainer, taking the for the walk, checking the BMI of the child on regular basis, right? Be a role model in front of the child. So you should try to eat nutritious diet. You should avoid eating those pizzas and pastas. So this is we expect from a parent. So I think if the parent come forward as a role model, I think that the half of the problem is done. I think we see.
Right. Thank you so much, Sandeepa ma'am. Thank you so much, Shilpa ma'am, for a lovely webinar. Shilpa ma'am, you're on mute, and we lost you there for a while, but you came back with a bang. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful webinar. And to those who are watching us on YouTube, I hope I didn't take up much of your time. And we'll be back again with another series on another topic based on experiential learning, based on curriculum designing, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on YouTube. And in case you want to know how we can practically implement any experiential learning as per NEP 2020 when it comes to lesson plan management, time management, or curriculum management, and digital contents, do contact the WhatsApp message that you have received from our side right now, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shilpa ma'am. God bless you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sandeepa ma'am. Thank you, Himanshu.
Yes, Shilpa ma'am. And stay in touch. We look forward to learn from each other. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everybody.
Yes.